we're going to pivot to Osler Hutson of AgentChain. He's going to do his 5-minute pitch, and then we're going to wrap up with Bill Inman of Twin Protocol. Osler, would you like to share with the world everything you're doing at AgentChain?
I would love to. Thank you, guys. It's nice to reconnect with the community again. Christina and I met in LA, and just like a lot of really cool projects going on. And for myself, just so you guys know, definitely interested in technology, but before this, I was in sales. I was an insurance agent, and just went through that whole process of experiencing the client and the CRM interaction that you guys probably know from Salesforce and this and that. So with the evolution of blockchain and NFTs, my partner and I decided to create a company called AgentChain, which I'll share with you. Let me know if you see it. Okay. We up and go? So it's something that I call professional transparency. I used to make 500 calls a day and talk to clients, and the idea that they would even know who I am, who I say I am, it was a huge barrier for me. And then you fast forward the last few years, you've got telemarketing, you've got a lot of scams, and actually just insurance alone, it's I think about a little over 300 billion a year is in insurance fraud, things like that. So to put it in one general sentence, AgentChain is an enterprise-grade digital identity platform. We provide as verifiable credentials, shareable profile, things like that for a real-world use case.
It's very hard to hear you as well. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, maybe it's the headset.
Let me just try and turn the mic up or something.
Okay, thanks.
Any better or no?
Yeah, it's better.
That's awesome. So just a quick context, digital identity solutions, when we talk about that, there's a lot of things out there, but at the end of the day, the idea is that we're looking for a bit more trust, a bit more assurance that you know who you're talking to. A couple of you guys already brought it up as well, getting scammed and dealing with people that you don't know if they are who they say they are. If there was an instant way to sort of verify them, and as you'll see to the presentation, we actually use a token that is able to do that. It stores verifiable data that says you actually are who you say you are, and you don't worry about as many things as you need. But we want to stay a niche. I created this company in order to help, the person, my coworkers, positions I was once in. Anyways, right now we're looking at a large number of consumers that are concerned about insurance fraud, which is our prime example for product market fit. When someone like myself, who is a licensed professional, tries to talk to someone and can't prove they are who they say they are, it creates a huge range of problems. As you guys know, you get scam calls, spam messages, things like that. If you're trying to get a job somewhere, there's a long verification process. So it's definitely an arduous experience. And so, AgentChain created a systematic a way of doing things where licensed professionals like me were able to verify their identity and credentials to really knock down the barrier of trust when you're dealing with, people in over $1 trillion a year insurance industry, but they have this barrier that can't really get through to customers, or it's definitely a degrading system of trust between the clients not knowing who they are talking to and how it's going. So the way that we do this, because I know I lost a little bit of time in the audio, is we have our own KYC process, and so we can verify identity. Once we do KYC, we actually mint a non-transferable soul-bound token containing users' verified identity. We're actually able to integrate with the National Insurance Producer Registry. So inside that token is actually contained their license, their appointments, their verified credentials, and it's something that the user is able to actually own. So they will be able to publish that identity to our AgentChain profile or share it with who they see fit. And that data is stored in the token, and we actually regularly sync it. So that way they're able to, at any time, any place, prove that they are who they say they are and that their credentials are up to date. With our competition, we talk about digital identity solutions. Most of them are actually created for large enterprise use cases, small to medium-sized businesses, and most of them require some kind of development knowledge and administration. Benefit with AgentChain is that it's very, very easy to use. Like we were talking about earlier, 60, 70-year-old person can literally just go on. If they can take a selfie and go through KYC, they can actually we do the rest. Basically, we plug into whatever regulatory authority is that they're looking for, whether it's lawyers, real estate, insurance, and they can now own that token and prove their ability to sell the products they sell, to have the qualifications that they claim to have. So it is an NFT, so we know that the data is secured by blockchain, and we also offer an affordable pricing model compared to the competition. So our initial target, and you'll see in just a second with our partnership, would be the USA and India. Based on the idea we have about 4 million licensed agents that will be able to run the business through and provide these credentials to. Business model that we have, there will be a one-time fee initially for the KYC and the purchase of the token. And then you'll also have the ability to sort of do a monthly subscription model. So if you think about it, the best way to compare it is like, you have a blue check on Twitter, or you have a verified LinkedIn profile. Now, anybody with $60 or $10 even on Twitter can be verified. However, you're going to have a verified profile that actually represents your credentials, the work you've done, the licenses you have, whether it's real estate, insurance, finance, etc. So we have two ways to drive in profit: the initial mint of the token, as well as the monthly subscription users. And I'm going to try to go quickly here because I lost a little bit of time. But the initial team was myself and Walter Turk, who's based in Slovenia. We've known each other for many years, and Dragana Tomovska, who's our financial officer. We recently partnered with a company called InfoVision. They do about $500 million a year in revenue. They're a really great IT service management company, and they put some of their best blockchain architects, including Arvin, who's actually leading our project. He's a PhD in blockchain, and he's the global head of the blockchain practice. We're on the phone before I got on with you guys. So they're very excited about the project. Right now, we're starting the MVP development beginning of next month in order to do testing as well and to go live by somewhere around February. We're looking to get somewhere around 100,000 users by the second year, and then up to 200,000 users. And these are very, very conservative figures out of that 4 million that I mentioned. And we're looking to do somewhere in the realm of just under 20 million a year in revenue by our third year. And again, these are very conservative. We all know that there's a lot of issues going on with NFTs, blockchain, but in India, especially, they're the ones who appreciate it the most. I think we can have a lot of success there. These numbers are based on a maximum of 3% market penetration. So, and very conservative in my opinion. As an insurance agent, I wish I would have had a tool like this went on. Now, we're looking for about 1.9 million US dollars funding. Way over 50% of that is going towards InfoVision, building out KYC, the platform, the personal compliance token, as we call it. And the rest will just go to our business operations and marketing. So what we're looking for are people that are interested in getting the convertible note. The convertible note, again, it's going to be a 10% interest on that 1.9 and 20% price round discount, which we're planning on raising about 5 million next year. And we're trying to help the note holders get to about 13% ownership once we get through about year 3 after the next round. So I know I had to rush through it quite a bit, but the idea here is that we're trying to do a little bit of consumer protection as well as facilitate the licensed professionals to do their job and contact people without the issue of so many fraud and scams and things. Hopefully you can hear me through that last part, but that's AgentChain. That's what we're doing. It's, again, not as sexy, but it's similar to the idea of just using blockchain and NFT in a real world. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Osler. I will disagree. I think it's very sexy. I'm very excited for interoperability cross-chain as these things evolve over the next few years. Carrying your AgentChain credentials, I think, will end up being an industry standard in an industry that really does need certifications. So very excited, happy to have you here, and thanks for presenting today.